Get behind the rail!
Remain behind the tangent rail!
The tomb of the unknown soldier is guarded round the clock by some of the most elite soldiers in the world, but the lives of this exclusive band of guards have spent centuries shrouded in mystery. Everything from their lifestyles, rules and regulations, all the way to what they are allowed to do to tourists that get too close. Ready to take a peek behind America's most fearsome soldiers and see why they should never be messed with? Let's get started. The Tomb of the Unknown Soldier is one of the most guarded places on Earth, with civilians first patrolling the site in 1925 to prevent families from having picnics near the tomb. While the military would take over from 1926, it wasn't until 1937 that a continuous rotating guard schedule was implemented. Since then, the tomb has been continuously guarded 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Jesus.
The patrol has never once stopped, not even through the September 11 attacks, Hurricane Isabel, and an earthquake in 1944 that measured 5.9 on the Richter scale. So, where do these unknown soldiers come from? Well, unfortunately, in the theater of war, it isn't always practical or even possible to collect all the fallen bodies of your squad, especially in the heat of the battle. For this reason, it can
Check out Bing Central. Bing Central, if you want me to take the video down or the stream, let me know. I will gladly do that. Don't strike the channel. Send me an email. Say it in the comments. I will gladly take it down. Please don't strike my channel. I do a lot of. I work hard for what little viewers I got. Please don't strike my channel. Please.
sometimes be weeks, months, or even years until the remains are discovered. Back then, we didn't have the luxury of DNA profiling or reliable ways to match the list of missing soldiers with the discovered corpses. So for many soldiers, they were buried in graves simply marked unknown. Can they shoot? When the Sentinels first took up their post, they were armed with the famous Springfield M1903
I feel like if they weren't allowed to shoot, they wouldn't have the they wouldn't have the guns. So why wouldn't they be able to shoot, right?
From World War I. These were soon replaced by the M1 Garand and eventually the M14 rifle. A ceremonial stock remains affixed to the gun. However, most on-duty Sentinels do not have the 20-round magazine attached. So, with the magazine missing, are these rifles just for show? It's rumored that each rifle has one round chambered just in case. But if worse comes to worse, the Tomb Sergeant has a fully loaded pistol ready to deploy.
Oh, so they do have a handgun. That is a gorgeous gun. That is a gorgeous firearm.
The Tomb Sergeant has a fully loaded pistol.
That is a beautiful firearm. Oh my. That is beautiful.
Ready to deploy. Oh, and in case you're wondering, they are fully authorized to shoot anyone who disrespects the sanctity of the unknown soldier's tomb. So, even if you were kind of sure the rifles weren't loaded, you wouldn't want to take your chances.
Like I said, I don't think that they would carry the rifles if they couldn't actually shoot somebody. If there's one thing I know about the British Royal Guard is that they don't mess around.
Tomb Guard salary. The burning question on everyone's minds, how much do these elite soldiers get paid? Soldiers in the old guard are paid the same as any other service member of the same rank and time and grade, and are also entitled to compensation for extraordinary expenses and additional dress uniforms. The thing is, the Sentinels do not display rank insignia. This is done so as not to outrank the buried unknown soldier, whatever their rank may have been. However, sources point to an average salary of about $43,800 per year for this elite role.
That's
But
it?
don't hold your breath. These soldiers are all there because they consider it a sacred honor to have the opportunity to guard the unknowns. Disrespecting a tomb guard. Visitors to the tomb.
Why the hell would you do that? What's wrong with you? You got to go up into somebody else's country, or even if you're there and you go up and do this, and you get the butt of a gun whacked across the back of your head, like. What'd you think, man? Come on.
The unknown soldier are warned to exercise the utmost respect during particular ceremonies.
So is there always like 2 or 3, or is it just the one? Because like I see sometimes it's only one in some of these shots. Is it always like 2 or 3 of them, or is it just one?
They are required to stay behind the fenced-off viewing area and to remain standing and silent for the duration. If anyone tries to approach the tomb or is too loud and disruptive, the sentinel will interrupt the ceremony and give a single verbal warning while moving his rifle to the ready
Oh,
position.
so like there's even like a vocal limit as well. That's pretty badass.
It is requested that everyone maintain an atmosphere of silence and
It like they do this stuff on purpose, I swear.
behind the chain and rail.
Where do sentinels live? Guards of the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier have a few accommodation choices available after their shift. While most of the sentinels live in adjacent barracks at Fort Myers, for those that have 24-hour shifts, they can retreat to a secret hidden quarters buried under the steps of the tomb's amphitheater. When they're not sleeping or on active duty, sentinels use the space for study and training. Their day
That's really
begins
cool.
at 5 a.m. with arrival at the Tomb Quarters 1 for duty. The tomb guards will inspect the quarters, prepare their uniforms, review orders, and receive their duty assignments for the coming day. At 6:30 a.m., the tomb guards inspect the trainees' readiness and uniforms. If a trainee meets relevant standards, the tomb guards may allow them to walk the first morning guard change known as a bolo at 7 a.m. The evening bolo will be the final change and walk of the day. Between 8 a.m. and 5 p.m., when the public is allowed access to the memorial, tomb guards will perform several
Let's
ceremonies.
go, Chase. We got your video. We got your reckless driving video.
Including walking the mat, changing of the guard, and various wreath-laying
Late.
ceremonies. Why tomb guards are so elite? The Old Guard is essentially ceremonial special forces, and despite their seemingly repetitive and easy job, they represent the very
I wouldn't really call it easy. I'd imagine if you're doing that for quite a bit, like it wears on your mental, sitting there going back and forth. I didn't have as strict of a job, but whenever I worked at Walmart, I literally had to walk in a square for like 8 to 9 hours a day. They usually give you a lunch break, but I would always like beg them to give it to me like the last hour so that way I could just go home. Because they always forget about you. But I worked at the self-checkout and I had to like walk constantly to make sure no one was stealing stuff. But
best
I
of
think
the
this is a
best.
great
The
video. We're not gonna finish it because I don't want to take everything. Go ahead and sub to Binge Central. Great video. Great video. W video. Heck yeah. Like I said, don't strike me. Just put it down in the comments. I'll pull the stream. All you got to do is say something, man. I will definitely pull it.